So it's going to be quite an interesting 45 minutes, and just wait for some more people to fill in. Got Tom Hoover. We've got Susanna. Okay, great. Great. Awesome to have you. Susanna, where are you from, Susanna? Okay, we can't hear you, but you can put it in the chat. It's absolutely fine. We've got Kevin from New York. So I'm going to share my main screen with you. Okay. And basically, what we are speaking about this fine evening here in Jerusalem is how to become a Client Magnet Accelerator, how to transform your architecture in a way that it brings you business, right? And we're going to speak about that tonight. You know, it's very well that you could be a master at architecture. How do you get in front of people to attract work as a designer, as an architect? But let's just move forward. I'll just give you a little bit about me. I just have to open up this presentation, and let's just hit present here. It's going to be a little bit bigger. So these are the projects I've been involved with. There've been probably about 70 or 80 of them, but each one's a different one. I'm a design architect, and I launch projects and have been doing it for about 25 years. So my whole process involves conceptual design, planning, urban planning, whatever is needed to get a big project off the ground. And that's super important. So these are some of my projects. Here's a lot of retail, a lot of high-rise development. That's a Carlton Center in Johannesburg. Developments, mixed use, and big urban designs, as you can see over here. So these projects have been part and parcel of what I do on a daily basis. So this is a real cool image because it's a design I did, and I upgraded it with AI this afternoon. So it was super fun to do because I took an old design that was done 6 years ago and I completely refurbished it with AI, which really helped me just see it in a completely different way. This is the Tshwane Mall. It's a mall in Pretoria, South Africa that I actually designed it. And this is also an upgrade of the imagery that I had in my initial project. But let's move forward because this is the type of work I've been involved with, a lot of retail. So a lot of retail malls. This is also a AI render of an existing design that I did, but super exciting. A lot of planning. And this is the typical day in my life. Working inside the hub of commercial firms, there have been about 8 or 9 firms I've worked within as a consultant. And I think really at the end of the day, I always had this urge to break free, right? To break free into my own practice or into my own private world. And I always had this feeling of being caged in. I didn't want to be part of the corporate world as much as I loved it and I loved designing. I always wanted to fly. And so it was always something that pushed me to move forward in my life. And as great as it is to see built work, these are projects that have manifest, the same projects I've just shown you. Some of them, they manifest. So not every single project that you design obviously manifests, but a lot of them, I'd say 1 out of 10 may manifest. And these are big projects. This is a Belito shopping mall. This is the Pretoria Mall. This is a mall in Akija. This is the Da Vinci Hotel in South Africa. And so a lot of projects have manifest over the years, but when you're launching projects, sort of like a gamble, you know, where you push 10 projects out, 15 projects out, and maybe one becomes real. And that's sort of what happens in the corporate arena with the bigger firms. So I've been privileged to market with some of the better YouTube channels like Nicholas Catellia, Blue Turtle, The Balkan Architect, Eric Bobro. They've all been on my marketing journey. And because we're speaking about marketing tonight, it's super, super important to know that we are focusing on marketing our work tonight, which is a super important thing. And that's why it's so important to know that I've been on a crazy marketing journey I started off as just a design architect, and my dream was to have a design school. And that design school, we over 500 students right now over the last 5 years. And there's been many people in the process. As you can see, you might see one or two of them on here right now. I see Ron Negus in the audience there. There you are. So that's from about 4 years ago, and there's Robert Beach there. But anyway, so we've had this great journey of marketing, and I've learned how to do so many different things from different mentors, and those things can be leveraged in a marketing way by other architects too. You know, it's not just people teaching architecture, but it's people that are designing that can use these tactics as well. And it's super important to stay on, because I'm going to show you exactly, I'm going to give you a bird's eye view of how to do it. So I live in Jerusalem right now in Israel. It's a great city, very vibrant, a mix of many different cultures, Christian, Judea, Islam. It's absolutely crazy. We all live together in one big hub. And then I come from Johannesburg, South Africa, where we have a mix of, well, we had a mix. I haven't been back in many years, but a mix of Africa with large city, if you want to call it that, and large cities everywhere, and magnificent country. And so there's been this fusion of working in South Africa as well as in the Middle East here. But let's talk about this. You may be completely invisible. No one knows you exist. Obviously, if you're a bigger firm, they do know you exist, because that's why you're a bigger firm. But I'm talking about the majority of architects. I'm probably speaking about 95% of architects out there. No one knows you exist. And what really happens is your best work is trapped behind your computer screen. You know, no one knows what you're busy doing now. And when you take a look at architecture, let's just grab a pen here. I just want to grab a pen here. So there's the business of architecture, right? And then obviously in the business of architecture, you have your management and your finances and, you know, taking care of the business. And then you have your design process over here. And this is typically what everyone focuses on: the 2D planning, the 3D design development, the design render and communication, the printing and the layout for meetings. And this is where architects are focusing all their energy. I'm not saying everyone, obviously can't generalize, but, you know, according to a lot of research and my marketing research over the years, most architects are focusing way too much on this process. And obviously 2D planning is about sketching in CAD. And then obviously the 3D design development phase is about Revit and massing and modeling and SketchUp and envelope modeling. Those are the processes I use. And that's what I've been teaching. I've been teaching this process for almost 5 years online. And then there's the critical phase of design communication. Design communication is everything when you're trying to secure a client, right? And there's a lot of post-production that happens there. And then obviously there's preparing for the meeting, which is printing and layout. And then obviously this process happens again and again and again. And every single iteration, you get that happening. And the most important thing that gets overlooked is who knows about you. No one knows you exist. And I'm not saying that there's some extremely successful architects that have got this right. And I'm not including you into this process. But if you do have that process waxed, then you can still listen to this marketing endeavor that we're going to go on tonight, because things have changed drastically. And you're going to see it online right now. And the reason why I say that is because artificial intelligence, which has been roughly around for about 2 years, 18 months, is making things extremely easy In the past, when it came to marketing online, it was a nightmare. To produce content that you need to market online would take weeks for one post, right? You've got to really listen to me, because this is really, really happening in the world. You can produce an animation in 5 minutes. You can produce world-class renders in 2 minutes. You can conceptually design things in under 1 minute. It's crazy. So we have this amazing leverage at our fingertips. And the most difficult thing, and I'm actually jumping ahead of myself, is producing content. But before we jump into that information, because that's where we're heading, how do you produce content? And we're going to speak about specifically for social media, for YouTube, for Facebook, for LinkedIn. We're going to speak about that now. But before we jump in, I just wanted to suggest that this presentation is for solo architects, it's for interior designers, it's for commercial architects, even if you're working in a commercial firm. It's for building designers, which aren't obviously design architects, maybe, technical staff, whatever. It's for urban planners, and it's for landscape architects, for visualization artists. And I'm even going to go so broad as even artists, whatever that means. Maybe you are a painter, but that's sort of borderline right now. Now, what do we need to foundationally understand, excuse me, is that AI, in a way right now, and this is since the beginning, has two sides to it. It's almost bipolar in nature. It has a very creative side on the left-hand side here, which is unbridled, uncontrolled creative energy, like a crazy hippie in the 60s, right? Just too much energy. And it's incredible because it allows us to, I've said creative here. I should have said control. It does allow us to control it a bit, but it's got this crazy energy. And I've drawn a stallion, an AI stallion, because that's what it feels like, But it does comply with our creative architectural energy when it comes to creating perspective energies, when it creates 3D models, when it creates design. It's incredible what it can do. And then there's the other side of the coin, which is controlled. So these two commodities are extremely powerful for taking control of our drawings and also for the production of conceptual design. So this one would be more so for conceptual design, and the other one for controlling stuff that we've already designed. So if you can keep that in mind as we move forward, then you should really resonate with what I'll be showing you and what I'll be talking about, okay? It's very important to keep that in mind. So this is the old model, okay, of marketing yourself. Traditional growth was physical. What does that mean, physical? So you'd either have to jump onto the tram or the train or in your car and drive across the city to a meeting. Your portfolio under hand. Give me 1 second to mute whoever is unmuted here. Give me 1 second. Okay, great. I managed to get it done. And one meeting at a time. So you would get in your car, you would meet someone at a coffee shop, maybe buy them a cappuccino and have a chat to them and say, listen, I can comply with what you're asking me. You want to design something, and you would have to probably meet them a second time or a third time. And that's all fantastic, right? But it takes a lot of time. We don't have the time. We don't have the time to do that, especially as architects. It's extremely difficult to do this these days because time seems to be zero for everyone. It still works. And there are a lot of people that go to the golf course, you know, they play polo, they play chess, they go drinking, you know, with their friends, having whiskey or maybe a dance class or tempen bowling. I don't know what you do, but there are different ways to connect with people. And that's great. But it's incredibly slow and the world's moving incredibly fast right now. So let's just take a look at what the solution really is to that. Okay. I hope this is the right side, yeah. So I've got these two slides in the wrong place. So the biggest problem is that we can use, sorry guys, let me just open this up. I lost my slide. Sorry about this. 1 second, let's just get back there. So it's been extremely hard, or let's not say hard, let's say slow to create content. You know, you may have a portfolio, your company may have a portfolio, and that's what you have. But now that things are moving a lot faster in the world with social media, you need a lot of content. Okay. You need a lot of content. What does that mean? You need architectural content. And you need content for twice a week. So every time you post on social media, that's really where we're heading. You need to be able to have something to show. And the great thing is, up until now, like I spoke about earlier, AI has arrived. And it's become extremely easy to produce content and easy to render imagery that's old. It's also extremely easy to render new imagery. It's easy to create video animation. I should say animation here. And it's easy to edit video and be involved with post-production of video. And it's easy to create sound, music for your presentations if you're doing video. And it's extremely easy to share your content. And that's where we're heading, because what we need to do is we need to build rapport. Now, we're going to speak about rapport now, because rapport is one of the most important things. Okay. You can leverage social media. Now, don't worry about which social media platform I'm speaking about, because they're different ones, right? Firstly, the most powerful social media platform in the world is email, by the way. Email, someone's inbox, you may not believe this, has the highest potential of getting you business, even higher than Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or YouTube. So email is extremely powerful. Facebook is powerful, and Instagram is linked to Facebook right now. And then you've got LinkedIn. Let me just see if I can get a pen up here. I need a pen. So you have all of these different social platforms that you can post on. And it's super important to know that when you're posting on one of these platforms, that every time you post, there's a concentric circle around you. And that goes out to all the people in your social circle. Now, you may say, what do I say to these people? right? We're going to speak about that, right? How do you interact with all these people? There are many different ways. There's no one perfect way. There are different methods that you can use. It's not just like post a beautiful image of a building that you designed and they're going to clap their hands. Most people will probably like an image that you've created, but it doesn't create or attract people in if you don't have something called a call to action. And so we're going to speak about the call to action because really that's what happens here in each post. You're going to submit something and you are going to leave a call to action in that. What it means is something like this. You're going to post an image of your work and you're going to have your opinion about that image and why it is the way it is, that perspective, that building, the planning, whatever it may be. And then you are going to finish off by asking a question, comment on this, critique this, tell me what you think about it. You don't just post stuff and let it fly, like no one really cares. You've got to get people to interact with your post. Now, the rapport idea is so important because I have about 2,000 people on my Facebook profile, and every time I post something on my profile, someone else responds to it. And you might find that they will only respond to my 9th post or my 11th post, or you don't find the same people responding to these posts at the same time. So as your social circle grows, so you're basically putting your work in front of people and they are seeing you as the authority in the process of design in your social circle. Now, let's say you meet someone important, I don't know, in the shopping center that you were buying something and someone said, they're a developer and they're looking for work. They're looking for an architect or they're looking for a new design proposal and you know their name. You can literally go look for them on social media and add them to your circle. It doesn't have to be mass production. You can go and find names of people that are super important and introduce them to your profiles on LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. And things try and get these people muted. I'm hoping that I can find whoever it is to mute. But anyway, please mute yourself if you're not muted, and that would be great. So it's super important to build rapport. What is rapport? Rapport is not selling. You don't want to sell your skills to anyone. You will chase people away. People don't like being sold to. They don't want anyone telling them what's good for them. They want to make that decision themselves. So the way you create rapport is through value, right?
Right.
Value is incredibly important. And value is something that most marketers don't understand, right? Creating value around your work. Speaking about something like, for instance, if you're into sustainable architecture, offering value once or twice a week. So that's extremely important. This slide is just like super important. We're going to get into some visuals now. So like I said, what type of value can you create? You can create on these platforms. You can be a mentor to people. You can give them advice. You can have case studies of people that you've helped. You can create videos of yourself on your phone. You can generate imagery from old designs with AI, and you can create new concepts in minutes using the unbridled technology that we spoke about earlier. You can use photos. We're going to speak about all of this right now, and I'm going to show you some examples that are mind-blowing. So just stay on board. You can create video using AI from your old and your new projects. You can literally take old projects and refurb them today, and you can post and you can create value around them. You can also post on social media, which is super important. Like I said, don't leave it open-ended. You always need a call to action. And we'll speak about a call to action soon. I'll give you an example. You know, you could say to someone, if you're interested in learning more about the sustainable architecture, then leave a comment underneath this image or this video saying that you're interested in my process, and I will reach out to you. So you can get people to interact with you in a conversation, and you can always break the ice with your posts. Like I said earlier, never sell, only attract. And you can also book times with people to meet them on Zoom. You know, you can download Calendly or you can subscribe to Calendly, and basically in a few seconds, you can get someone to synchronize their times with you, and you can meet them online. So this is just basically a breakdown of what I've been speaking about. And, you know, when you're reaching out to people on social media, you can also ask ChatGPT to help you with your idea. You can come up with a problem, you know, that you've encountered in architecture or in a subject that you've been thinking about, and then you can come up with a solution. And the process in marketing is always this: it's problem and then solve the problem. You've always got to solve the problem and then explain how you're going to solve that problem. And people are going to start to connect to you, and they are going to start to relate to you more, and you're going to be building a rapport with them. And I'm not saying this is going to take 1 week. I'm not saying it's going to take 2 weeks. It can take a couple of months to build this type of rapport in your social circles. But you need to start, because it's a fascinating journey, and it's getting so easy to do. And we're going to speak about that now. So we've been speaking about attraction marketing, the paradigm shift. Designers who most consistently on social media generate up to 67% more leads than those who don't. Yet less than 10% of independent designers and architects post even once a week. That gap is your opportunity. No one's posting online. Hardly any designers are posting. I see a couple here in the Middle East, and they're doing great stuff. And I think of them all the time because they're in my face. You know, I open Facebook, and then boom, they in my face. I'm seeing their latest projects, and I'm thinking, you know, they're the only architects that exist. Although that there are 100 other companies out there, they're the one. Like, there's one particular guy who does some great work, and he's always on my profile. And I'm super proud of him because he's really taking advantage of all the tech, and the tech is getting easy. So if you say, oh, I don't have time for this, the tech is super easy. AI is doing everything for us right now. And it is really sort of like an accomplice, the most amazing private secretary that you could ever find. The hard stop, really, posting just twice a week. If you're going to post twice a week, that means that you know you need a whole year of posting, and you can really create a post in about 10-15 minutes. So that means maybe half an hour a week that you can post. That will give you 104 times on social media that you get in front of people. That is just on Facebook. If you quantify that and you double it by the other 5 platforms, you're looking at, gosh, over 500-600 posts, you know, because you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram, you've got YouTube as well, and you can just quadruple it that way. And in a single year, you're bound to get a huge amount of leads. So obviously you want to try and fill your social circle with people that live near you, because that's super important, because you work if you live in New York, you want people from New York. So you want to try and add people to your social contact lists from around you. And you can do that by using LinkedIn as well. You can find people on LinkedIn that are in higher positions, and you can kind of get them into your social circles. Like developers, you could find a whole bunch of developers and add them on Facebook and Instagram and get them into your social circle. So let's just move on. Basically, we're going to just take a look at how this actually works. I've got some eye candy for you guys tonight, and we've got 32 people online. It's great to have you all here. Today, we're going to take a look at the different type of posts you can do. So I'm going to start off with a project that was brought to me earlier last year, and I'll just show you how powerful it is that when you use AI, you can really get things moving quickly. I just want to find the original image. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the original image. So I got an email. My brother emailed me. His friend just bought this apartment in, somewhere near Italy. I can't remember the name of the place. It was about 1.5 years ago. And this is the imagery that was sent, that day. And if you can use your phone, you can take pictures of any space, any interior space. And in literally half an hour, I started refurbing it, and bringing it to life. And it's just simply from a photograph. There was no work done. Now, what I want to say to you is that AI works with two-dimensional imagery, which means that whatever's created in 3D is fantastic models. And I teach my VIP inner circle how to model and use D5 render and how to use all the AI softwares to control design. But at the end of the day, two-dimensional imagery is what AI needs to process. It doesn't process three-dimensional models. It produces it reacts to two-dimensional information like this. And so you can come up with different variations of a project. Now, when this guy saw this, he thought, oh my God, I can do that with my project, or I could do this with my project. I'm certainly interested in moving forward, especially if I can accomplish this from that space. And this was right at the beginning of AI, where things were very archaic. They were still sort of maturing, if you want to call it. So this was, and so it's really amazing what you can do, because you could go and create a post with that. I'll just show you what else you can do. You can take old projects. This is a project. This is the Chani Mall in Pretoria, and it was dormant for about 8 or 9 years. And these drawings that I designed, they brought it back to life. And the developer, I think at that time, I'm not sure, I think it was Perito, they went crazy for these drawings. But what I did this afternoon is I took these conceptual drawings and I re-rendered them for the first time in so many years. And this is what AI allows you to achieve. You can your existing let's call it printed final imagery, and you can refurb a building. Take a look at this detail. How incredible. It's almost like a rendered watercolor. And you could post this on social media because it may belong to you. Now, the thing is that there's just so much you can do. I'll show you another one. This is a project I did 6 years ago. It's a museum for archaeology, and the city went crazy for it. So I thought, you know what, let me just re-render this perspective. Let me give it a refresh, and I'll show you how it came out. It came out like this, right? It just absolutely incredible what you can do with AI, and it literally took a few minutes. And you could attach some information to it, and then you could post it. Then we have the ability, I'll just show you a couple more projects. I just want to see. This is another project from at least 15 years ago. It was done in Revit and SketchUp. It was an open mall shopping center, and it was done in Cameroon. And I'll show you how that came out. Just keep an eye out for the new rendered version of it. This is how it came out and how AI reinterprets what you previously did. So you can take all your old work and upgrade it in literally minutes. Obviously, you need Photoshop where you can tweak it, but it's absolutely incredible because you can refurb your whole portfolio and you can keep on posting on social media. It can also reinterpret different views and perspectives and really can give you the edge there. And then what I wanted to show you is that you can also create conceptual design. Now, conceptual design, I'll just show you a video that was just posted on Facebook today. If you take a look, can everyone see this video? Can you see it? So
Yes.
this was created during a live training with some of my students. I have a recording of it, but this is the final video. And it took about 25 to 30 minutes to create the images, and then we animated it. So you can create conceptual design, which isn't from a real design, but it is from something that is completely new and that has just been hatched by you. Obviously, you can tell it about style. You want it to be brutalist, concrete. You want it to have water. You want it to have skies and tree, and it needs to be a 2 or 3 story building, museum, and so on and so forth. So you can prompt it, and you need to learn how to prompt, but there are different ways to prompt AI, especially in the creative phase. You remember I spoke about you have the creative AI that is completely unbridled like a wild stallion. So this is that process. And the previous one is the controlled. So there are 2 types of AI where you can produce different types of perspective imagery for social media. So here we go. Let's hit play and you'll see just quickly the level of complexity that you can get out of this. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
You can do interiors. Can everyone hear the music?
Yes.
Okay, good. The quick video. Basically, you have complete control. I know it seems out of reach, but it's not. The question is, if you have your own imagery, you can do this with that as well. And that's exactly, the whole point is that you can use any imagery to create animations. I've done so many live animations. You can do interiors, you can do stuff like this really quickly. This is an interior animation. You can come up, this image is completely original. No one created this before I did. It wasn't borrowed from Pinterest. It wasn't borrowed from source material. This came out of a prompt. And you can use Pinterest to get ideas and feed it into AI, and it gives you new versions. You can do that. But what I wanted to say to you is what we've never, ever had is we've never had the ability to create original content as fast as this, which means what I mean by original is it belongs to you. It's your intellectual property. You're not stealing someone else's work from somewhere on the web and posting it. this is yours. It becomes part of your portfolio forever. You own the copyright. And that's never, ever happened before. That's why you can use it. So copyright belongs to you. Number two, can be produced extremely quickly and can be posted on your social profiles. It's incredible. You can include human beings in your videos now. It's easy. Everyone in this group right now, we've got 30 people online, can do this. And the learning curve is extremely shallow. The most difficult part is learning how to piece it together. How do you put these simple processes together in one cohesive way that you can work quickly, instead of spending like 2 months trying to work it out? Thank God I've been teaching this and I've been learning with my group for about 2 years now. So we, on top of everything, guys like Ron, he's in the group tonight, and all the guys that are in my VIP circle, they are here tonight. We all feed each other with ideas, and we learn the process. And so we kind of know how to piece all of these things together. And that's the difficult part, is how do you bring it all together? And so what I wanted to suggest, let me just see if there's anything I wanted to show everyone. Let me just open up my browser. We've been going for 45 minutes. They're different programs. Now, if you take a look at Midjourney, right? I'm just going to give you a clue how everything is coming together, hoping that my web is fast. Just going to Midjourney here. So Midjourney is an AI platform. And it's one of the platforms that we teach out of several, but it's a completely unbelievable experience to be part of the Midjourney experience. Because with Midjourney, you can literally conceptualize anything. And you can use this imagery for your portfolio. So I created these images. You can look at my Facebook profile. You can create interiors. You can see here's the unbridled horse that I created earlier. And everything is created by prompting. And so whatever you're trying to do, you can conceptualize. But so we use a combination of Midjourney, and we use AI like Claude, which is a lot like ChatGPT, to come up with ideas. And these ideas are incredible. When you take a look at them, they are mind-blowing. They are completely perfect, and they manifest with such an intellectual capacity. And
Hi, my name is Kimpton with Luxu, and today I'm going to introduce you to one of our favorite operable windows.
Sorry, guys, if you can mute your, there you go, guys. Sorry about that. Someone's mic was on. But these images are all created, and there are different ways of prompting and coming up with prompting and resourcing prompting to come up with magnificence like this. AI is super powerful and really can help you produce. And then just another, I'm going to just jump into video editing. So just before this process tonight, when we jumped into the meeting together, I created just a little bit of an animation here in CapCut. Now, CapCut's free, and it allows us to piece together animation, and it allows us to piece together the videos that we create. And that you could do literally in 10 minutes. You can come up with imagery like this and piece it together. So in our process that we are going to be engaging with on Thursday night, I'm teaching all of the above, and I'm going to show you how to then take your process onto social media and how to post it. We're also going to be collaborating in that way. So what I wanted to suggest to you is on Thursday, we are starting our Client Magnet Accelerator. It's starting Thursday this week. So registration is absolutely open to Wednesday, the 25th. And what you need to do if you're interested in coming to join us, it's going to be a 4-week experience. So it's going to be 4 sessions, but I'm going to go through everything. And then you're going to get a month of community access, and you're going to be able to come and join us and learn how to put all these pieces together in 4 sessions. Each session is 1.5 hours. If we go over time, that's okay. It will all be recorded, and it will be uploaded into our group. We have a classroom here. We have a community, and the 4 sessions will be uploaded into its private folder here, where you'll be able to access it on your mobile phone as well, and also become part of our community for that short time, just to get on top of the wave and learn how to do all of the stuff and everything. If we need to go over time, we'll go over time. But you can see we really have been really active here in the communities. What I wanted to suggest to you is that if you are interested in joining me and the community that joins us, then it's sort of like a 4-week cohort. Then simply just come into your email and send me an email from one of the emails that you've received. Just reply to it and say that you're interested. You can say, I'm interested in taking part, and then I will send you more information on how you can be a part of the 4-week training online Thursday. Also, everything, like I said, will be recorded. And if you do miss a session, you can always join afterwards. It will be uploaded to the server, and you'll be able to access that. Everything is really, I'm going to open up right now for 10 minutes, just take some questions, and we can speak about what maybe I haven't covered. But I'm just going to open up to everyone. We've got 32 people online, so go for it. You can switch your mics on if you want to ask me a question, and we'll try and answer or kind of speak about it. Yeah, go for it. Anyone got something that they want to ask? You just got to unmute your, I'll take a look at the chat here. We've got people, Sirius, I'm looking, can you send me the PowerPoint presser to replay? Okay. George, I'll have to send you a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, yes. If you contact me, I will send you everything you need to know about the training. I have a document. It's got all the information, what you need, how you need it, etc. So it's very easy just to go over the Google Doc, and I'll send that to you straight away. Simply go to my email address, jason@theconceptdesignarchitect.com. I'll write it here. Concept Design Architect with an R. I've got to spell right. And then just say you're interested, and I will send you all the information to get on board. What is the call to action? That's a great question. Who asked that question? Neil. Yes, Neil. What is a call to action? So let's take a look at what a call to action is. Let me see if I can get into my Facebook profile. I'll give you an example. A call to action is when someone approaches you for something that they need you to do. Like, for instance, I'll share my screen with you. Let me just see where that screen's gone. Give me 1 second to open it again. There we go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what is a call to action? So if I make a post on Facebook and I post this image here, the Client Magnet Accelerator, and I tell everyone that there's a free training about to happen and that they should come onto the website and register, then I would put that link on Facebook, right? And tell them to come and register here. And then that's exactly what you did. That's a call to action. Now, the truth be told is that you could ask ChatGPT or Claude to write you a pamphlet, a PDF on something that you're passionate about in architecture. And you could post maybe a building of yours like I have. Let me get into Facebook here. There are different types of calls to action. So let me just get into my profile here. So everything in marketing needs a call to action. It doesn't matter what you post. It can be a message. It can be an advert. Everything needs a call to action because your whole process is you want them to come and gravitate back towards you as the expert. And so whatever you decide to post. So for instance, I posted this. I'll tell you exactly what happened here. There is no call to action in this particular post. And I was just experimenting the other day and it went viral. This post got 95,000 views. I'm going to show you. It went completely off the charts. And I didn't put a call to action there. I didn't know it was going to go viral. I was just playing around and I got 96,000 views. I got 7,000, almost 6,200 people engaging with it. And I had no call to action. I didn't say to them, come and download.
Sorry for interrupting, but I can't see your screen. Or probably not the only one.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's try that again. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? No?
Better, yeah.
Sorry about that. Thank you for shouting out. Let me show you again. Okay. I posted this on Sunday last week. These images were created by AI. And I saw it go viral. 86,688 views. 5,000 people clicked on it. 59 people have shared it, and they're still sharing it right now. But I didn't put a call to action on it, which means I could have suggested to whoever was viewing this that they could download or join my free training, right? But I didn't do it. Now, it was a great lesson because I didn't know it was going to go viral. I was playing around with Claude AI just to see if it could write me a great sort of text, and it didn't really, but it kind of gave me the ability to go viral without a call to action. But then if you take a look at this post, I wrote this about the animation we just viewed. Animation is one of the most powerful tools, blah, 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 blah. A lot of interesting information here. And I basically say, if you want to learn how to animate, comment below animate. Now, so people have started commenting, but the ones that truly are interested will comment animate. This was posted about an hour ago. So that's a call to action, because let's say someone comments animate here, then I know they want to speak to me and they want to chat to me. And then they will want to engage with me further in a conversation. And that's exactly how people are doing it. The top marketers in the world are using Instagram in the same way. And that's exactly how Maria Went's doing it right now. There's just so many people, they're using softwares like ManyChat to automatically answer people as well while they're sleeping. And so you can ask people to comment, but you can also give away free info. And you don't want to say, oh, I'm the best designer in the world, blah, blah, blah. I can do this for you. I can create CAD images for you. I can do Revit for you. You don't do that. That's how you chase people away. You want to offer people value, something that leaves them, refreshed, something brings value into their lives. And then you can, in the same vein of that subject, offer them a PDF download, just like I showed you here, in the same format on a website. Now, what I wanted to suggest, which is extremely, extremely important, and I haven't mentioned yet, and I wanted to mention, is you can take a look at, I have a website that I set up specifically for my training, showing a quick way to build a website, which we'll be showing in the training as well. I use Hostinger. Hostinger, a child could use Hostinger to put a website together. It's super, super easy. And you can put your portfolio online literally in a couple of hours. These images are AI generated. I'm not saying be dishonest. I'm not saying say that you design these buildings. You can say that they're conceptual designs that you've been experimenting with. You can have a page for yourself that has all your real designs on too, and you can basically do interiors. You can break it up. It needs to be extremely simple, and you can have a page on this website that offers a download of some sort. And also Hostinger allows it to filter into an email autoresponder, which they have on their system as well. So these are AI interiors, and it works on mobile. So you also need a website. You can't get away without having a website to get people to download. You know, if you do have a book you want them to download, something that you've written or something that's of interest, maybe a 2-page pamphlet, then you can host it on your Gmail and then have a link here for them to download it. And you can copy my template. If you go to Jerusalem Architects, I'll show you how to do this in the live training. It's also part of the training. It's super important. You can embed videos here, and you can bring people from all the social media channels back to this website. I hope that helps. Does that make sense? Okay.
Makes good sense. Yeah.
Okay. So it's super important to set all these things up so that people can notice you, and we're going to learn how to piece it all together. And any more questions? Anyone want to say something? Please switch your mics on. Absolutely. Don't be shy.
Thank
And Robert, do you want to ask any questions to start off with something?
No, I'm good. I like what I see. I think I'll probably end up sending you an email. That sounds good.
Okay, no, brilliant, brilliant. We have quite a lot of people. I didn't expect such a big turnout, but absolutely fantastic for everyone being here. Do you think this will help you? Do you think you will find value in this type of process in your own world? You can give me a thumbs up if you think it's something that may, Ron, it's not going to help you.
Oh, yeah.
I see you doing it already. You're doing some great posts. I see some of your emails coming often, and it's great. You're definitely taking action, and that's fantastic. Anyway, brilliant, brilliant. Thanks for everyone for turning up. I see Michael Hart's online. And once again, if you're really interested in joining us on Thursday, Wednesday is the cutoff for registration. Just simply email me interested, and I'll send you the Google Doc with all the info in it. And you can see if it fits your pocket and if you can cope with it.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.
I guess that's it for this evening, and absolutely join our community. It's free. There's some free trainings in the school community, the design proposal architect. And I can also send that out to you if you're interested in joining the community. Some amazing training in there. And just simply say that you're interested in joining the community, and I'll send you the link for that as well.
Thanks, Jason. Very
Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
inspirational.
Thank you.
Keep well, everyone.